All right. Shout out to the people. Okay, we in the building. Shout out to the people who make it to class early, who's in here. Time to get to work. I have to start my lectures off pretty smooth, you know. Have to turn it down a little bit because a lot of people finding this stuff more entertaining than a learning and an acceptance experience. And we got a long road ahead, a long road ahead. And I want to listen to music like that. I don't want to copyright my page if people aren't truly understanding. They understanding words of music, but not understanding words of competence. Yeah, your boy got to, because I care about KevRow University. And life without parole is the real Satan's control grid of how you are bonded to that jurisdiction of governance. And that's a very important topic. Very important. Very important that people understand it, rather rather not. A lot of people come and depend on this information, take notes on this information, develop their own sense of a sound mind and articulate themselves very well. And it's not for everybody. You know, it's not for everybody. Pressing one is not needed. That is not needed here no more. Pressing one cause muteness. And I don't want to be a part of the Antichrist regime of speechless incompetence and retardation by pressing one over conversation. And this class is built on the dictionary, the Bible, and historic events, biblical prophecies, and stuff like that. And it's cool. People are going to pretend to understand and press one and all of these things. And when I call on you, you're going to shimmy and not respond and be speechless. But what I mean by antichrist is because that's what it is. I did a lot of studying and I had to realize, wait a minute. So silence is the spirit of antichrist? Yep. The suppression of truth coming from the spirit of truth, which you all have inside, and you suppress that, you are antichrist. You, the spirit of antichrist, and there's no way out of it. Dead in law, trauma, incompetence, and you hit that like button. You have an issue with speaking, not rapping, not fighting, not none of this other stuff. You got a problem with life without parole. The inability to speak. You think you got to do all of these other things to speak. In fact, there's a fear over a lot of people. I think it's the demon fear, the demon, because my father ain't the author of fear, and these is two different things, spirits in the world. The spirit of fear harbors silence. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't say that. You're going to die. Stop right now. They're not going to trust you. That's a different spirit than, boy, you got the truth. Fight with all your might. Speak with the spirit that I gave you. So there's people who speak with the spirit that God gave them. It's natural. And you got the silence of Satan. Because Satan can't speak. He's bound by contract. He can speak to his children, but he can't speak this law. It's the end of him. It's the end of the cube or the cross of death. Press one. It's so Satan is need to be silent. And when they do speak, they have to be distractive and pretend they don't know nothing because that's what demons do in the movies. And they just got they tricksters, huh? They got this spirit of, huh? I ain't say nothing. All men at the row, y'all got to realize you're not 10 years old. The demon only scares minors. You're not 10 years old. So there should be no fear within the spirit or the body of Christ. That's why I'm just talking to y'all. I'm trying to see out of all this stuff I've been teaching, what you gonna say right now? What you about to say? I'm listening to y'all brothers speak, but all you saying, I want to make it very clear. The only thing you saying is I have to do better. And we can laugh at Taj and do all that stuff. And the only thing y'all got to say on this end is after all that Taj Bay and all is, oh, I got to study better. Well, if you're not studying, then you are taking this information for granted. You just want to see where I'm going to go with this information so you can pretend and then confuse. There is no other reason to do that, to not speak. Okay? I'm trying to let y'all know how I roll. This is this is the antichrist mindset to not speak. And the world has this issue. Okay? So I have to break it down legally. Okay? The antichrist upside down cross graph of how your silence leads to this issue that you so want to escape from. I don't think you do. Why? Because silence used to silence is consent, which leads to civil death, which means the incompetent to plead equals ward of the state, dead, which enters parents' patria, Satan's full control and bond over you, jurisdiction. So I don't think you want to come from the inverted silence. I say that all the time. Most people go with the flow and try to get in where they fit in. That is not what KevRow University is about. The old KevRow University is gone. I take this 1,000 more serious because I have a duty to teach this not just to you, to everybody. Not just to you. I just got started. And if you're not taking this serious, that's a shame that you will sit here this whole time and then you run into the wall. The wall of what? The code of silence. You cannot take this information for granted. I work too hard to bring these conversations, these lectures, these speeches, damn near, and the old way of just chilling and sitting back and denying the truth and suppressing the truth and suppressing the God that's in you, man, press one, you got the problem. It's not her. It's you. Hit the like button and subscribe. It's you. You don't want to come from the grave. It's fun in Death Valley. It's fun in the underworld. That shit fun to no reward. Everybody can vouch for that. We all got to go home and get right back up and pay back. No matter what you did. But being silent and a tacit consent, which leads to civil death and incompetence in the ward of the state, which is the parent patriarch's control. This is Satan's cube. You will never get out of this if you don't speak. And I'm not talking about etymologically or none of these things. If you don't express the spirit of truth that's in you, not me, what you watching is a spirit of truth that's in me. But God gave us this ability. I don't know what church you went to when you was young. I don't know if you even went to church. I don't know if y'all was anointed with oil. I don't know. A lot of people don't even have this same. I don't know. What I do know is those who do got it need to speak. And it's not up to me at all. So, God bless everybody. And I hope everybody studies to show thyself anointed or approved to enter that next phase of peace of mind. Okay? All these conspiracies and all this, I am the definitive. This is the definitive. When I said this is the greatest time to be alive, because I get a chance to wake you up to this. Finally. Why? Because you can come out of a dead state. If you've been sitting here this whole time and you ain't got it yet, you better stop playing. That's what you better stop doing. I have fun because I got it. You better get it. And not just slogans. You better have it like this. Your notes is supposed to look like this. With all the technology like this that's going on in the world, why you in my goddamn classroom talking about you got to study more, Ali? Oh, I got to study more. If you don't expedite this shit, let's go. What are y'all doing? I'm not falling for that another 5 years. Y'all ain't never did y'all homework. It's always the women who do the homework. I'm not falling for that no more. And I'm helping you get your homework done. So boom. Can't do it. Can't do it. That's too many people. That you can't hold guard to the bungalows if you in there. Press 1. Y'all out here making fun of them. And y'all beige too. Press 1. Y'all beige too. Press 1. Y'all y'all motherfuckers laughing at them. Press 1. But see, Kev, y'all didn't notice what shit was coming. Y'all beige too. You know just as you, if not less. Taj is trying to speak, damn it. Press 1. He trying to come out his shit. Press 1. Yeah, that. He trying to awaken a little bit. It's a process. It's hard. I'll force it. But we ain't gonna laugh at niggas. And then we get to you, and you got three words. I don't know. Press 1. I didn't stay up for 15 hours. I'd rather talk to Taj and help this nigga stay focused and shit. You don't tell me y'all laughing at Taj and y'all ain't doing no homework. See? And as I said on my Discord, y'all done went to these churches and got certificates to be preachers. After Kev don't told y'all, don't do it. That shows a lack of integrity. That you will go and do things like that. This ain't the first time. No, y'all being crazy. And y'all just keep saying, oh, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it. You don't have to. It's not that hard. But if you don't, what I'm saying is if you don't want to, you don't have to. This is not a force-feeding class. If I call on you, I should be begging after all these years. Y'all call in. What the hell? That should be a goal. That's mandatory on Discord. So everybody be leaving me out the draw. Hold on. And you know what I realized? I had to go deep in the study. I said, this silence is tough, y'all. And that's when I found civil muteness. Press one. Hello? Civil, write this word down. Civil muteness. Let me know when you got it down and packed. Don't run. Don't you motherfuckers run. Civil muteness. And what is it? Anybody? You can put it in the chat room if you like. I need some interaction in my chat. I need to talk to somebody. I feel like I'm talking to myself. The inability to what? Speak. Silence. Like y'all doing right now. Silence. The inability to speak. To speak against your captivity. We laughed at Amistad when he said, give us our free. Press what? But at least he tried. Pop Deuce and Ali won't even stand up and say, give us our free. Press one, and they speak English. And we laughing at Amistad and some damn African. Mm, mm, mm. Say. Play it. Just playing. And the whole time, you under the power of Serapis Bay. And you won't even fight back. I gave you all the tools to be able to grab your scuba gear and get your breathing mechanisms going so you can at least float. But if you don't speak, you can't float. Not in maritime waters. Press one. Mm-mm. If you don't speak, you can't come from under the bondage of Satan, allegorically. If you refuse to speak and you got all of this information that will validate how powerful the spirit of truth is, you are Antichrist. You can't testify. How is anything possible without testimony? Any legal matter. You follow me? Y'all hear me right? Okay, you can understand the allegorical. Boom. Okay, boom. All right. You can't do that. You have to. You don't got a choice. If Judah is the lawgiver, you have to be able to speak. Wait, who's Judah? Y'all don't know. I've been working on it. Y'all see me in Discord talking. That's because I'm working on the lecture. Press one. I got to talk to somebody. Press one. And I know you thinking, come on, Kev. Man, you just be making stuff up, man. That's not the spirit of the Antichrist, man. If I want to stay silent, bro, I just got to make sure. Press one. uh, you have to be able to speak. I told you, this is it for you. You have to be able to speak. Now, 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 this is dope to me because breaking these things down is tough. So when I I'm having a blast reading this to you guys and making this part of the curriculum of the future of the road. You feel me? You feel me? Because honestly, this is really for the future. So I'm glad all of y'all are here. But I gotta read this, okay? And it's called KevRow University. I told y'all how many lectures I'm doing, right? Okay, I'm not stopping unless you ask for help. And if you let me go all the way and finish this, and you way at the front talking about, Kev, I need help about the first thing we ever talked about at KevRow University. You know what? You know what? You know what? That's piece of shit activity. Press one. POS activity hashtag. Press one. I'm going to make sure everybody knows this year. Everybody. Piece of shit activity. I'm calling bullshit. If you wait until I get to the end of my curriculum to tell me you don't know nothing about nothing, that's piece of shit activity. What I call piece of shit is the father of sin, Satan activity. Total, complete, utter muteness. I refuse. In fact, I'm coming to class just to refuse. You want to look like that in my class? You want that on your card? I'm just coming to class just to. No, don't do that to yourself. You don't want to stay mad. You don't want to stay in that. You want to come out. You want to come out. All right. So I wrote this. I'm like, yeah. And I was asking questions because I just had to know. Okay. Okay. I'm going to call it the sin of silence. Write that down. All right. The sin of silence. Let's go. It's not on the screen. Let me bring it up so y'all can read along with me. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Trust me. You're gonna fit right in. The sin of silence. Okay? KevRow University Master Lecture. This is for the people who really want it. This for y'all, so y'all can see exactly what where I'll be thinking. Master Lecture, teacher edition type of thing. Okay? So let me move this over. That over there. All right. The shared sin of silence, civil muteness, and the what? And the Antichrist are not separate. They are the same energy operating under two jurisdictions, in law and in the man who refuses to answer, thus allowing a lie to stand as truth. That'll be your testimony. And you bear false witness. You get it? Hello? That'll be your testimony and you bearing false witness. Don't act like you don't understand. Now, why? Because your witness testimony is silent and you're allowing the lie, hold on, to persevere. All right? Nothing against any person on this earth because a lot of people don't know. Scratch that. Y'all just don't know. I'm going to show you. And we going to read it, and we come to class knowing this. So the old way of understanding is out. You got to come to class because this is important. Okay? It is the man who refuses to answer, thus allowing a lie to stand as truth. In spirit, it is the believer who refuses to confess, thus denying the word that gave him life. Don't act like you don't understand that. Who need help understanding that? We're talking legal matters here. This isn't just basic lunch table conversation. We'll get to them niggas later. Rich Trapper. This is school. The courts of man and the courts of heaven both deemed one of the following above all others: testimony. Without testimony, there can be no jurisdiction, no redemption, and no standing. Without testimony, there can be no jurisdiction, no redemption, and no standing. The man who stays silent is judged by default because his silence becomes evidence against him. This is why Christ is called the Word, not the thought or the silence. It's called the Word. Speak. The Antichrist is the embodiment of non-testimony. Y'all think I was mad? No, I was lining up my lecture. Hell no, I don't get mad. I got a job to do. Press boy. Look, Ollie. Look, non-testimony. Hold on. I'm trying to tell you, I can teach you better than I can just talk about it. Fine, y'all want to play? I got you. The Antichrist is the embodiment of non-testimony, the enthronement of utterness, of muteness in the place where truth shall be proclaimed. When a man stands mute in law, his rights are presumed surrendered. When he stands mute in truth, his soul is presumed lost. Silence is universal language of defeat, and those who operate in it are ruled by those who dare to speak. That's one paragraph. These my notes. I'm observing you. I'm learning by observation like a mama. Oh, that's what it is. Are we there, y'all? We understand this? Hit the like button, subscribe, join KevRow University, hit that Cash App. None of my students checked in today, but that's all right. This is on the house. This is on KevRow. This is on the house. That's all right. You know, look. Christ as the living word. Antichrist as the living void. The Gospel of John opens with a legal revelation hidden in theology. Madness. I'm just not madness, but cosmology. It is the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. To reject the Word is to break covenant with creation itself. The Antichrist system, a substitution in which the living Word was replaced by lifeless representation. Whenever a permit, an institution speak in their steed, churches, corporations, bureaucracies, and exchange logos for the void. That void becomes the throne of the Antichrist, like corporations, corporatism. That's it. Because amended law changed the word, changed the law. That void becomes the throne of the Antichrist, where policy, press one, replaces prophecy, and procedure replaces conscience. Christ expresses the Father, the Father's will openly. The Antichrist enforces the silence of fear. The counterfeit does not always deem to be spoken in denial. It only requires consent by muteness. When the oh my goodness, when the voice of the man falls quiet, the counterfeit system writes the law in his place and claims jurisdiction over his estate. And so, the fall from jurisdiction. In every courtroom, hold on, do we even understand that? Okay, no. Let's go down here to the mark of the beast and the silence. This is one of my favorite parts. The silence of the represented. Okay? Revelations 13 and 16 through 17 describes the mark of the beast upon the hand and the forehead, symbols of deed and thought. The mark is taken when action and reason are governed by another voice. Civil muteness, this is law, okay, embody this mark. For the man who lets another sign, speak, and act for him bears the mark of substitution. When his paperwork replaces presence and representation, replaces revelation, men are sealed to the counterfeit. Christ spoke and acted in his own authority. John 5:19 and 20. The Antichrist. Hold on, that was whoa. He knew the law. He knew the law. He knew the law. He didn't allow them to speak for him. He didn't allow them to make up history for him. He didn't allow them to tell him what his title is, who he is, what's in him, what even the world thought. The people who said crucify him, he didn't care about none of that. He spoke his peace. His spirit of truth said this. And this is what the world did to him. The world, Jews, Muslim, Catholic, all of Rome crucified not only Christ, but every follower or the people of God was done the exact same way, made dead to the law and stripped of all right. So if you don't want to know that and want to know and want to express how important that is, you just want to say, I'm in God's body. I'm in Jesus' body of Christ and the blood of, keep fooling yourself. That's fine. The world been doing that since Adam and Eve left the garden. I'm not in no, y'all keep being witches and warlocks and liars and thieves and shit. Go ahead. This is for those who can see and hear. Paul Press 1 warned that the man of sin sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Huh? 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 And all these niggas taking these pictures with their hands pointing at the pineal gland and temple. And what? That's the man of sin. Huh? That's the seat of the soul, family. That's all over the place. I'm trying to tell you. You can think that you talking to a fool or foolish talking if you want to. I know you understand. At least God's people. I know God's people, the people who are listening, understand exactly what I'm saying. See, when you got scripture as your foundation and not yourself, you have a great point of view. You got a great starting point. Scripture ain't let me down once. It's a fact. It was just, oh, snap. That's what that means. Yep. Yep. So that's my foundation. Your foundation can be the book of Nostradamus, and then that's you. Nostradamus ain't got this. Press what? So that man, that's the man of sin. That's the Antichrist. Huh? That's the Antichrist. And he's sitting in your temple. And the spirit of God and Christ can operate with the spirit of Antichrist. Ain't no co-heirs in the temple. Press one. You got your own temple over there. You put your own shit, press one, in the vessel. That's your vessel. That's why King Solomon, what? Put them demons in a vessel. And then let me stop. Because y'all not ready to even go there yet. But the Antichrist sits there wherever we surrender our word to another authority. The legal death and the spiritual grave. Civil death is the codified absence of life in law, declared when one loses recognition as a living being. Hello? Every sentence is a note. Every one paragraph is a book. It's up to you what you see, what you hearing. It's up to you what you hearing. I'm not just talking here. The sound mind, Compos Mentis, and the voice of the living. The remedy for civil muteness and spiritual deception is Compos Mentis, a sound mind. I told you, the 5 books of Mr. Gillespie. Come to class, because this is how I teach in my class. I'm raw, rugged. Press one, mean. Because ain't nothing going to get done. Hey, did you do your homework, man? There's one. They not finna do, no, hell no. This is held accountable. You got to do your homework now. You didn't hear this before. If you're not operating out of the spirit of truth and of sound mind, you're operating out of the spirit of Antichrist. Yep. Show is civil Muteness is Satan's bond and control. It's the only way. And Kev telling you what you say, Ali, it's only one way, man. Bro, it's the only way. It's the only way. You got to speak. If you don't, you are bound to what you call Satan's jurisdiction. And you can't complain because you know the truth. And the truth will make you free. Make. You shall know the truth, and the truth, not conspiracy truth, the spirit of truth, and the truth shall make you free. No questions. You know why? Because the truth goes smooth in, press right to the heart, mind, body, and spirit. It corrects the mind of man. Self-correcting. All you got to do is read it. Especially if you're in an urban community. That little bit alone let you know. I was thinking about this, but I realized, wait, so civil. That's why I'm not mad. I was like, oh, so the demon control comes from your. It's actually you got a choice to make, and it has to be from you. You have to bear your cross. That's your X. That's your name that was signed on the dotted line. You don't have a choice. And if any person out here saying, I want reparations and I want to be reclassified and I want to be sovereign and my people was this, and they're not coming from this perspective, I'm calling bullshit. I'm coming from a legal perspective. That's something else. That's something else. I'm not just theoretically speaking. I just need 3 witnesses. I'm not just theoretically speaking. This is real. So, I don't know how strong that's when they say how strong is your faith, Kev. My faith got me doing this. Look at this. For by the word thou shalt be justified, and by thy word thou shalt be condemned. Matthew 12 and 37. I told you the Bible is legal. It's a legal book. And you're in it. You're a mute. You're in it. So when the Bible is talking about the Antichrist and his legion, he's talking about y'all. You mute people. He's talking about you. People of unsound mind lunatics. Possessed by demons. Or, let's take it up to these terms today. With psychological issues and multiple personality disorders. However you want to see it. From a psychological or spiritual. I got you, bitch. Got you, bitch. Shout out David Chappelle. Got you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the devil's bond on you is very, very, very. It's a real yoke of iron that's placed on the man. It's a real yoke of iron. And the woman. Excuse me. When you got the bafflement sign, who's chained to him? A boy and a girl. And a woman. Both are equal in this. In this end, oh yeah, you equal. You won. You won in this one. So I urge you to come out your grave by studying, commenting, and asking questions, because it's just not me in the chat room, in the Discord. Oh no, other people know. They just waiting for y'all to. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all just sitting there like mutes. Mm-mm. You can't do that there. That was the agreement. Now, either you not gonna honor your agreement. Is that what y'all saying? See what I'm saying? Backsliders. They're not gonna honor their agreement. Kev gonna get up here and teach. Cause you're not gonna honor your agreement. We have to change that. We have to change that. Every person should have 4 or 5 paragraphs of notes on every subject. Why? Because there's technology out here that you can talk to. That's why. You can literally audio your notes. So if it was bust it, we'd all be doing a silhouette contest. If it was rap karaoke, we'd be rapping our motherfucking ass off. But when it comes to the law, see, that's what we missing. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I love my people. Y'all do what y'all do, whatever y'all do. But one thing you got to know is this: if you want to break free from that, and it's not no affidavit or nothing that can give you a sound mind. You can't buy this. There's not one person on earth selling this as a product. You can't buy this. I'm talking to my people. Nobody's going to tell you this on earth. So don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? This is rare. And I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for those who are caught in it and not afraid to say, I'm caught in it, and gradually walk themselves and walk with people who come from the same place and have testimony. So I learned to take my work a lot more serious. And if you don't respect that, you know, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching Rich Trapper, and he not even monetizing, doing nothing but talking about them people still. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm so glad I'm not over there doing that dumb shit no more. Press one, I'm glad I found a community of folk who walking with me, because I'm the black sheep of my family. And you see why. Press one, you see why. I'm not just saying I'm a chosen one. Press one. I'm not just saying, oh, the chosen ones. I'm not popping up on Instagram bullshitting. No, no, no. I'm the real black sheep of the family. Outcast it like a mug. Hit that like button and subscribe. Why? Especially they know I teach y'all this and y'all believe me. Oh, they hate that shit. Tosh, the harder I go at you, they like, why do he sit there and take that shit? Because that's my dog. And if I can help Tosh, nigga, I can help anybody. I can help anybody. The only way I was able to learn in life is with people who truly cared, and they wasn't never nice. Press one. I'm trying to tell you, they weren't never nice. I'm nice. I'm nice. So Professor Gillespie, though, that man, he's something else. Press one, he like Fishburne or something. He like Lawrence Fishburne, fucking Freeman at a high school full of badass kids, and you got to get these kids straight. Press one, like Higher Learning Part 2 or some shit. Press one. These motherfuckers daydreaming and shit. God damn. But it's cool. I love it. I really enjoy it. And I ask those questions so people would know where I'm going with my jurisdiction. Civil muteness is the spirit of Antichrist. Can a person be cured of Antichrist? Yes. That's why I asked the class. Okay, now that we done analyzing this, what are some of the things, what, that we notice that we should be looking into to help people come out of muteness, the spirit of muteness, or the control of Satan, or the spirit of fear? You know, I can go off and read in 5, 10 paragraphs today. None of that gonna mean nothing if it's all clouded. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this. I got section 4, the incompetent heir, ready to go. You see what I'm saying? I could do this for 5, 7 hours a day. I have no problem. I love the word and I love my direction in life. You know, and I really enjoy what I do. Grab this microphone, get up here, and do my thing. Section 4, we did section what? 1 to 3 yesterday. Section 4, the incompetent heir. See, this is 4, 5, and 6, and then that one. But we got 4, 5, and 6 ready to go. I wasn't even supposed to do this one, but I just felt this had to be discussed over the lecture because you won't even understand why you're an incompetent heir. This is no feelings. You got to understand why. So if I say, why are you a competent heir? Well, now that you know a little more, you should have a lot more to say. KevRow University. So it's not that they won't give you your heirship. You're incompetent. And you and and the story is you don't deserve it because because God said that's why. The figure of the incompetent heir is one of the most devastating fictions ever applied to Judah. Though heirs by blood, lineage, and divine covenant, they were declared incompetent in law, incapable of managing their own estates or being heads of household. This here is the sacrifice of Christ, okay? Or exercising domain over their inheritance, written into statutes and upheld by courts. To be deemed incompetent meant guardians were appointed over you, governors, trustees, press one, installed, and property withheld, while the rightful heirs were treated as perpetual minors. Teachers here must stress that this legal device was the very engine of that disposition. By declaring the heir incompetent, the estate could be stolen under the guise of management. That's why you got governors over you siphoning off to foreign nations. Because why? Okay. It's not by accident. And the whole world thinks that what governors of states do is a part of them. Those people and the governor are all illegal immigrants. Y'all ain't figured the press one if you understand that. So the governor is passing out your beneficiary from generations of a state and giving them to who? Their own people. How many governors per state in the United States of robbery? Of stick 'em up. Now you get what I'm saying. That's why immigration is important. For foreign, they can keep siphoning off. You go to jail. Long as you keep going, this can keep happening. That's the portal. Every black person know when you go to jail, they making money off of you. Why? They're pinching off of your inheritance that you don't know because you're incompetent. And you're just sitting there. So it's up to us to find out how to unravel this mess of incompetency because we are incompetent heirs per se. No, not per se, in real life. Okay? Roman law recognized the concept of tutela and cura, systems of guardianship for minors and those deemed mentally incapable. Black people, you too, yes, you for sure. These systems were carried into English chancery, English chancery law, and later into American practice, where entire populations of our people were placed under guardianship without trial or proof of incompetence. Slave codes treated them as minors for life, incapable of entering contracts or defending themselves in court. After emancipation, black codes and later welfare systems extended the same fiction, making the government the trustee over your affairs. This is not paternal care, but legalized theft through the doctrine of incompetence. Press one. Scriptures, look, press one. Press one. Shout out to my support team. Let me gotta read this off. Teresa, it's good to see you. Jamie Lee, blessings to you. Amanda, thank you. Jamie Lee, yeah, Jamie Lee up in here. Learning. This must be your subject matter. You can understand this then. You can understand this, and I'm proud of that. Thank you for understanding. I just understood that. Like, wait, you're under, and Teresa, you're understanding. See what I'm saying? Let me get a grip on this a little bit. I just got to get my rust off. I'm a little urban with it. Soon I'll be suits and ties looking like Martin Luther King around here. Press one. Soon they're gonna have to pull off another. Never mind. Well, yeah, another turning point activity. Press one. It's almost ripe. I just be playing. It's not almost ripe. I'm just be playing. This is not almost right. It's ripe. Damn it, it's ripe. You got the case laws in here, the scripture. I am inevitable. Press one. They can't fuck with you like this, Ollie. What? That's a whole new man, a whole new spirit. What? Scripture cuts through this fictions with. I thought we was Bible believers. I thought y'all was Christians. Galatians 4, 1 and 2. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant. Now he be the Lord of all. Whoa. But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Press one. Even he. Until that appointed time. That's what I got faith in. This right here. Out of all of what people, yeah, okay, I got time appointed. I don't know. What I do know is in Galatians 4 and 1 and 2, perfect timing. Look, you have been kept under Judah, have been kept under perpetual tutors and governors, never allowed to reach the time appointed of the Father. This passage reveals that the fiction of incompetence keep heirs enslaved as minors, even though they are Lord and all of all by divine right. God's timetable alone determines maturity, not the states of man who profit from declaring heirs perpetual children. They will suffer at the hands of the lawgivers. Press one. See? Case law reveals the cruelty of this doctrine. In Johnson versus McIntosh, 1823, the U.S. Supreme Court declared that native peoples could not hold title to land because they were incapable of managing their affairs and therefore only had a right of occupancy, not ownership. See, Indian, told you. If you only know 6 words, can you sign a contract? Okay, quit playing with me. Though directed at native tribes, the same reasoning was applied to who? You, because you're the same one. Though the incompetence justified seizure of estates. Courts cloaked robbery in the paternal language of guardianship, pairing the label of competence with transfer of wealth. Economically, the incompetent heir doctrine was a windfall for banks, governments, and private interests. That's that's everything that happened after you. That came. Estates of Israel and Judah, were replaced under trusteeship, with other managing land, property, and inheritance on their behalf. The profits flowed through the guardians, while the heirs received scraps, if anything, at all. Sharecropping was guardianship by another name, as landowners claimed the fruits of Judah's labor under the pretense that they could not manage agricultural accounts themselves. Press 1. This fiction is the linchpin of generational poverty, ensuring wealth transfer away from the rightful heirs. Spiritually, the incompetent heir fiction mirrors the rebuke in Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to error, and destroy the way of thy path. To be ruled perpetually as children is the mark of incompetence, enforced not by divine decree, but by corrupt leadership. Prophecy warns against rulers who perpetrate immaturity, and such leadership prevents the heir from ever coming into his inheritance. Psychologically, this doctrine has crippled generations. When a people are told they are minors, incapable of managing themselves, they internalize dependency. This is a fact. They begin to doubt their own authority, question their own maturity, and accept trusteeship as natural. This is why welfare dependency, corporate oversight, and even certain religious institutions echo the same dynamic of guardianship. This is not care, but captivity. See, I identified it. A designed condition where the heir forgets his inheritance and live content as a managed child, always on the breast milk of mama. Yet prophecy again promises reversal. Hebrews 5:14 declares, but strong meat belongs to them that are of full age, and for those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Judah is promised maturity, the full age where they no longer need guardians, but can discern righteously, rightfully, and just rightly and upright. You ever heard of that? Upright. Divine maturity is inevitable. The content heir fiction cannot stand against God's timetable. The restoration of parole and testimony will prove Judah to be heirs of full age, no longer minors in the courts of men. Modern parallels prove that the incompetent heir doctrine has not disappeared. Today, parallels like underserved, at risk, marginalized, mask the same presumption of incompetence. Billions of dollars in aid to programs where others decide what's your needs. how resources are allocated, and what futures are possible. This is why they all have 501(c)(3)s. Okay? Guardianship is simply repackaged under bureaucratic terms. As long as Judah is treated as incapable of self determination, the incompetent heir fiction is alive and well. Thus, this section concludes the incompetent heir is not an accident, but a deliberate construction to prevent you from claiming your inheritance. It justifies guardianship, enforces dependency, and secures generational theft. Yet scriptures condemn it. Case law exposes its theft. The prophecy promises its end. Once again, press 1, Judah, you is not incompetent, but heirs of the promise. Delayed only until the father's appointed time. Restoration comes when the heirs reject the fiction of minority and speak with authority of maturity, reclaiming their estates as rightful lords of all. Press 1. Okay, man, with the ball lead. What? You ain't muck with the ball lead. How y'all gonna let a nigga who graduate shit learn this? I know y'all didn't pay all that money to them schools. They ain't taught y'all this. Y'all playing, family. This is it. This is it. Wheats and the tares. Dead or alive. Christ as the head. You as the body are the corporate body of fiction politics. Jesus Christ or Barnabas. What's wrong with y'all? Press 1. Let's get to it. It's a serious time in history. Yep, I never thought I would be reading this. Writing things and compiling things with others to even make these conversations possible. So I thank y'all for tuning into this program in a real way. Now, I can move on to 5, but why? But why? We dealing with the incompetent heir and civil muteness. Why compile it? Why compile it? Why put too much on you? You ain't going to bear it anyway. So you're going to have to bear this. And you can testify to the why? Because you was there. You was once an incompetent heir. That's what you'll be able to say. That's what you'll be able to pass down to somebody else. Here, take this. Take this little information. I see you a little thirsty. Take this. A person that just want to, that's inquiring about information, they may study the stars and the moons. Let them know this. Ground them. Since they like to wear no shoes and they feet on the ground, and they like to be grounded, ground them. Put them back into reality so they ain't only thinking about the cosmos, copper wire, and crystals. Press 1. None of that stuff can help you. Copper wire cannot save you. Stealing it from abandoned buildings, thief, is not going to save you. You can say you manifesting all you want. You ain't manifesting a goddamn thing, lazy ass. Stealing crystals, hoping they light up to your chakra vibration. How is that going to save you from this? Wrapping copper wire around the crystal is not going to save you. Putting Egyptian eyeballs, drawing them on your eye, ain't going to save you. Getting unk tattoos, what? Studying Thoth and the Emerald Tablet, it's not going to save you. The Egyptian walls and Egyptology cannot save you. Press 1. The occult, Tesla, press 1, Benjamin Franklin. They can't save you. Nostradamus, press 1. Fuck them. They can't save you. You and I have to save us. They are our captivity. Einstein, the reason why God ain't even heard us, we dreaming of Jupiter. We don't put celestial bodies up as gods. The Catholic Church don't made them into humans. Press 1. The world don't went mad. Allah got them people over there circling rocks and cubes. Them over there is circling the cross, which is the same thing. So I've realized, fuck them. Let me talk to y'all. Let me fix the people. Oh, that's corporate like a monk. You see the evil in it? That's that false tree over there. That's that good. That's that other tree. That Kabbalahism. That's that Talmud. Press 1. See, that's no fear. I don't even think of Jewish people coming to assassinate me. You know why? Because I have no fear, even if they funny looking as it did. I don't care. My truth is solidified on earth. I wasn't supposed to even know nothing. Press 1, I was guaranteed to be dead or in jail. What happened to that dude, Kev? Man, I heard he got 25 to life. That was the statistical breakdown for me and my friends. So just me talking about this, press 1, is important to me. I don't know where y'all come from, but I come from EBT program. Press 1. Yep, I come from the same place Rashawn and them come from. Went to the same county buildings. Press 1. Until I said, I'm better than this. A spirit in there said, no, I didn't say it. A spirit in there said, Kev, get your dumb ass out this line. You way better than this. This is like $6 a day, fool. I'm like, for real? Nigga, you know damn well. Quit being funny in this world. Quit playing. Press 1, and my life changed. I left it. I said, no, I don't need this bullshit ass shit. I'm just playing. I needed it, though. I ain't gonna lie. I needed it like a mother. I was on the run and shit. Oh, yeah, I needed that. No, but I rejected it. Why? Because I don't need the state taking care of me. On the run, off the run. None of that. No damn $8. I got something inside of me that's greater than that, buddy. Press 1. Now, that's some spirit of truth right there. So, yeah, the incompetent heir is serious, and it's dealing with civil muteness. Now, what we got to do is to reverse the curse of civil muteness. How is the question? How? So I'm going to give that thought, a lot of thought actually today, while I'm sitting here pondering how to come out of civil muteness, not by just saying, oh, we need to do this and that and that. So I like to ponder on how to envision it. So that's my thing. And that's why I come up with these concepts and ideas of what we do here. Is I ponder on it, and I ponder on it, I visualize it, and try to have a solution to it. I run it down, boom, 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 boom. But the solution is always a powerful, powerful thing. So identifying it, identifying the incompetent heir, the spirit of Antichrist, civil muteness, which leads to what? Which leads to, I believe that was, oh yeah, here we go. Silence. There's civil muteness. Silence is civil muteness, which gives consent and civil death over to the ward of the state, and it has parents patriae over you. Now, a lot of people knew about parents patriae, but don't really understand how. They just say it's like you've been held captive, and you are by yourself. Why? Because you've forgotten the law. And that's what Deuteronomy said what was going to happen to you if you did. Press 1. Everything happens for a reason. And the ultimate reason was to pull sin and civil muteness and all this standing by and shit to an end. To pull and purge sin from his creation, you. So we're going to reverse the curse. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the people who believe in what we're doing here in a real way and contribute to this page. Take no offense what I do and say in class. Take it all in. I mean on purpose. I'm really the nicest dude on earth, but I got to apply it that way because any other way will be uncivilized. Press 1. You ever seen that commercial? KevRow. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And as always, family, I'll holla.